Hey guys, today we're going to be taking a look at a couple of new tech bags from tomtoc. And tomtoc has been releasing a lot of great new bags as of late. We've looked at some of their newer models on the channel recently, and we have a couple of bags here, one from their Voyager series and one from their Navigator series of bags. Both of these are 20-liter-ish bags that have a really kind of sleek, techy vibe, and so there's some overlap and similarities that might make it a little bit difficult to pick which one might be best depending on your needs. So that's what we're going to talk about in this video. I'm going to show you how I've loaded them out, walk through all the features, and I'll also talk about how they compare to some of the other similar bags that are currently on the market. Before jumping into the video, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Danny, and on this channel we love reviewing popular travel and everyday carry gear. If you like these types of videos and you'd be interested in seeing more, please consider subscribing as it helps the channel out a lot. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump in. Starting off with the overall aesthetic, both of these have a pretty modern, minimal, and techy vibe that feels very much in line with some of the other popular tech bags in this category. The one on the right here definitely reminds me of some of the bags from Air and Bellroy. It's very clean, modern. It's an aesthetic that, just seems to be very popular. And then the other bag that I have here, the Voyager series, is not that different. It's still very minimal, but it just has a little bit more texture. It has a slightly more distinct look from some of the other ones that I've seen with the top section with the ridges. So I think both of them look good. It's a versatile aesthetic. It's going to look good in a more professional setting or for walking around the city, and that can also work for traveling. As far as the materials, the bags feel very solidly built. I've had good experiences with tomtoc's bags in general. These seem to have kind of a ballistic nylon and polyester blend as far as the exterior that feels like it's going to hold up well to rougher usage and also offer a decent amount of weather resistance. Besides that, they also have some really nice YKK zippers all throughout. Continuing along the outside of the bag, I was happy to see that they both have dual external water bottle pockets. Always a useful feature in my opinion to just be able to grab your water bottle quickly. They offer a good amount of space. I was able to easily fit my 20-ounce water bottle into both of the bags very comfortably. I was also able to squeeze in the 26-ounce Yeti Rambler. That started to get pretty tight. The compartments do have some elasticity, but I pushed it to the limit with this 26-liter size, so anything bigger I don't think would fit. It's even hard to get it to go all the way down to the bottom. Similar sizing on both of these, but again, happy to see that you have one on each side, and then because of that elasticity, when they're not in use, they just stay close to the bag to maintain a cleaner overall look. On the front of the bag, both feature tomtoc's updated logo, which is pretty minimal, and it's blacked out to blend in with the front of the bag, so it doesn't stand out too much, which is nice. And then the Voyager series does have a few additional handles, so you have some really nice handles on the sides and at the top. I really love the sizing of these handles. It just makes it super easy to reach down and grab your bag from any direction. They also have this really nice seatbelt-like material, so they're comfortable, they feel durable. I like that they also don't stick out too much from the sides of the bag. With the other option here, you have a pretty good top handle. It's not quite as nice as the other one in my opinion, but it still feels thick enough that it's not going to tear, comes up enough to make it easy to grab. For this one, you also have one handle on the side, so not on both sides, but it's nice that you at least have one that has a similar seatbelt-like material. So again, comfortable to hold, particularly for this size of bag, and it's going to be good for when you want to carry this a little bit more like a briefcase. As far as the capacity, both bags come in at around the 20-liter mark, which to me is a good daily bag size. I was able to fit pretty much everything that I would normally want to carry with me on a day-to-day basis without the bag feeling overwhelmingly big. And I like that even when they're a little bit more packed out, they maintain a pretty slim silhouette that hugs my back well, making it great for navigating crowded areas, jumping onto public transit, and carrying on to pretty much any domestic or international airline. Taking a look at the harness system, so far both bags have been really comfortable to wear. I like how the straps have been implemented on each of them. There are some slight differences between the two. With the first one here, this definitely has a very air-like feeling and appearance, so really comfortable, robust padding on the inside. You have the kind of air mesh to help provide some breathability. The straps have a nice width to help prevent the bag from digging into your shoulders. On this one, you have a couple of loops here that you can use to maybe hang your sunglasses or clip on a light. There's no sternum strap included with this bag, or really the ability to add one. And then on the back paneling, really like the implementation here. Again, reminds me a lot of bags like the Air Day Pack and the Air City Pack. So it has this padding that's well distributed all throughout the back, really soft, comfortable. It's got that same breathable mesh. And then you have some elevation to create this air channel to provide you with ventilation while you're walking around. On the other bag, this has also been really comfortable, slightly different implementation here. The straps still have a good amount of padding. It's really soft and comfortable. The material on the inside is still fairly breathable. I don't feel like it's as breathable as the mesh from the other bag that I showed. So, that's something to keep in mind, but so far it has worked well. And this one also has a good width, so the straps won't dig into your shoulders. I really like the contoured shape of these straps. And then again, a couple of loops here to hang on some accessories, and no sternum strap on this one either. Moving into the back panel of this one has been very comfortable as well. Again, I wish that they had included the same sort of breathable mesh that the other bag has, so I'm not sure for the change. But still a good amount of padding, well distributed. At the bottom you have this kind of opening here, which seems like it's meant to pair with a waist belt, which isn't included with the bag or anything like that. There's no hidden compartment here that I can find. And then there is a little bit of elevation, but again, not as much as the other bag. So breathability and comfort, I think the other option is going to be a little bit better here than the Voyager series, but this one still works well in general. And then both of them have a really nice luggage patch too that's going to be great for allowing you to rest them on a suitcase while traveling to save some weight on your back. Jumping into the organizational options, both bags offer a nice variety of pockets. There are some slight differences in the layout. So as far as quick access, the Voyager has a zippered pocket on the front that is not present on the other bag. So this one is going to be great for just those items that you're grabbing more regularly throughout the day. This is a pretty tall compartment, so it goes all the way down. Great for storing something a little bit bigger, like my sunglasses. Comes up enough to be able to handle some bulkier items. In here, I also have some internal organization. Might be a little bit tough to see as the lining is fairly dark on the inside, but you have a couple of slip pockets to prevent everything from falling all the way down to the bottom. These also have a good amount of volume, so I was able to place my GoPro into one of those. And then in the middle, you have a smaller slot for a pen or a stylus. And on the other side, another just spacious slip pocket. This one was able to easily accommodate my Apple Magic Mouse. And then for the other bag, there is no kind of quick access in the traditional sense, but you do have this larger admin organizational area, which opens up nice and wide, so you have good visibility into the compartment. And then again, love that these go all the way down to the bottom to allow me to toss in something bulkier, like one of the pouches that I like to use. Here I have the Evergood Civic Access pouch, 1 liter. You can see that that slides in there very comfortably, a good spot maybe for a jacket or other accessories while you're traveling. And then on the back, you have some built-in organization, a couple of slip pockets. Here you have an elastic one that has a nice kind of mesh, where I currently have just a lightning cable to charge my phone. And then next to that, a larger slip pocket, again with elastic. I really like this as it helps just kind of hold the items in place. At the moment in this one, I just have one of the USB hubs that I like to take with me to charge my laptop, my tablet, and everything while I'm on the go. So good to have something a little bit larger. And then you also have another slot for something like a pen or a stylus on this one. And on the back, you have a larger, deeper slip pocket, which is going to be a good spot for files, notebooks, documents. At the moment, what I have here is a book that I'm currently reading, so you can see it's a little bit larger. Was able to fit in there, no problem. And then in both of the bags, in these sort of initial access areas, they have a really nice lanyard with kind of carabiner type system here that makes it very easy to access your keys or a multi-tool while you're on the go. And I like that these are a little bit longer to make them, again, just easier to get to whatever you need to. Moving into the main compartments, again, slightly different implementations here. Starting off with the Voyager series, it's not quite clamshell opening, but the zippers do go all the way down to the bottom. You have these gussets that prevent it from fully opening flat, but I kind of like that just to prevent items from accidentally spilling out while still providing more than enough visibility and access to make this easy to pack. And because of the simpler layout that this has, it's able to handle some bulkier items pretty easily. This again is my kind of standard loadout. So at the top I have my Beats Studio wireless headphones, and then next to that I have a packable rain jacket, and then I have my DJI Mavic Mini with its hard shell case. And then the last thing that I have in here is another accessory from the Voyager series, which is a tech pouch that's been released. tomtoc makes a couple of really great tech pouches, what I've featured on the channel in the past. So this is another great addition to that ecosystem. It's got a nice handle at the top, a couple of little loops on the side. Then you have a quick access zippered pocket on the back that has a soft fleece lining. So it's going to be good for a phone or something a little bit more delicate. You have one on the front as well This one does not have the softer lining, but it does have a lanyard with a little clip for your keys, multi-tool, same branding as the rest of the bag, so it kind of matches up there, a good pairing if you're looking for just a simple tech pouch. And then in the main compartment, nice amount of space for just maybe some bulkier chargers, power blocks. You have a couple of slip pockets on the back to just keep your accessories easy to grab. And then a zippered compartment, which I like that it has a little bit of volume, so it'll be able to handle something a little bit larger. And yeah, so fairly simple, but a really useful, great pouch, particularly if you're big on matching the aesthetics of your accessories. And then on the inside of the main area, you have another slip pocket, which I don't really tend to use that much, as all of my items are in pouches, but this is a good spot for, you know, just separating out maybe some folders, books, notebooks. If you're traveling or you want to use this as a gym bag, you can maybe put your shoes in here. You also have kind of an internal water bottle pocket here, which I didn't really use. Also a good spot maybe for a tripod or an umbrella if you want to hold it in place. Up here near the top, you have kind of a hidden zippered pocket, nice kind of elastic mesh. So since it's up near the top, maybe it's another good spot for just some tech accessories. Didn't really have anything to store in there at the moment. And then on the lid of this main area, you have a nice zippered mesh. So really like the variety that's provided here and the amount of space. This is really flexible, so if you have bulkier items, it'll be able to accommodate them. For me, because I have so many other pouches and items in the main area, I just placed a deck of playing cards and an extra cable just to kind of showcase the space. So really like the layout of this main area, and again, the wide opening. You could also use this maybe as a smaller minimal travel bag. If you're wanting to use a personal item, you could toss in a packing cube and then be able to use this maybe for a weekend or an overnight trip. And then moving into the main compartment, the other bag that we have here, this is a top loading bag, so the zippers don't go as far down. I do like that the main zipper for this area is aqua guarded, and that is because this bag does not have a dedicated laptop area. It's incorporated into the main compartment. So simpler layout here. I like that it has the kind of bright blue lining to give you a little bit more contrast and visibility. And because the laptop space is shared in this main area, it does feel a little bit tighter, more constricted with the items that I could store. You can still hold a good amount, particularly if you have a more minimal sort of setup for your day-to-day. At the moment, I have just one of my Air Tech pouches that I featured in a video recently. Really like that. And then below that, I have the other tomtoc tech pouch that I use a lot. This is one of my favorites. It has the accordion style opening. I did a whole video where I featured this one, but I've been using it a lot as of late. So great to see the variety that they can offer. And now with the compartment empty, you can get a better look. Again, that nice lining comes up enough to hold something a little bit larger. But again, you just kind of have to strategize with how you organize this because the laptop and tablet sleeves are going to take up some space. Here on the lid, you have another zippered mesh kind of elastic compartment. Which is going to be great for just smaller items that you don't want falling down into the bottom of the bag, chargers, hard drives. And then I also tossed in a little flashlight. And on the back of this main area, you have dedicated tablet and laptop sleeves. For the tablet sleeve, I like that it's a little bit padded. It's not just a simple slip pocket. This will be able to hold up to a full-size 11-inch tablet comfortably. I would typically place my iPad mini in there. It would fit no problem. And then you have the dedicated laptop sleeve, which is also padded. It's a little bit thicker maybe than the tablet sleeve, maybe not quite as thick as some of the other laptop sleeves on the market that I typically like to use, but it still feels like it's going to offer a good amount of padding and separation from the rest of the items in the compartment. I like that both sides of the laptop compartment have this soft fleece lining to help prevent against scratching. Currently what I have in here is my 14-inch MacBook Pro, but you can see there's leftover space here, so this should be able to accommodate a 15 or 16-inch laptop. This is not really pulled up off the bottom of the ground. It does have padding on the bottom, so when you place your device down, your laptop isn't making contact with the ground itself. There's a little bit of padding on the bottom, but it's not suspended, which might have been a nice addition. So pulling my device out. Now with the compartment empty, you can get a better look at the inside. Again, fleece lining on both areas. I like that this comes up a decent amount, so if you happen to have a thicker device, it should be able to fit in there, especially if you don't overpack the rest of this area. And even though it's not pulled up, with the lining and the amount of padding that's included here, it feels like my device is going to be well protected while I'm running around throughout the day. And then coming back to the Voyager backpack, This one actually has a dedicated laptop compartment. So for me, that's a big advantage of this one over the other, is that you have your main compartment, but then you have the laptop area. And the laptop area on this one does have an aqua guarded zipper, so a little bit more protection than the main area. And it's a top loading compartment, so it doesn't open up fully flat, but still opens up enough again to just make it easy to grab whatever you need. And you have some organization here for other tech accessories that you might want to take with you. So I really like the size and the padding on these slip pockets here. So you can tell that it's meant to be for tech items. So if you had a hard drive, you'd have just a little bit more protection than your standard sort of slip pocket, and a good amount of space. So in this one here on the right, I just have my BluePop portable Bluetooth speaker. It's a little bit bulkier, so I just wanted to showcase that that could actually fit. And then next to that, I have the laptop charger for my MacBook Air, which fits in there very easily. And the layout here is, I wasn't quite sure if this is actually meant to hold a tablet, but it worked out well. I was able to fit my iPad mini in here comfortably. This section of the bag is actually pulled up off the bottom of the ground, versus the laptop sleeve itself, which does offer a lot of padding on the sleeve. I like that this is a little thicker, feels like it's going to offer a lot of protection against bumps. This one is not, however, pulled up off the bottom of the ground like the middle section is, and usually I have a little drop test that I do where I just kind of release the laptop and you can hear it making contact with the ground. There is padding, but it's just not as reliable in my opinion as having that suspended false bottom. Would have liked to have seen the same thing as we see in the middle, which definitely you can see that it just doesn't go all the way down. So interesting choice there, especially given how well padded the rest of the sleeve is. Regardless, the sleeve itself can accommodate 15 or 16 inch laptop pretty comfortably. This is a 13-inch MacBook Air, but you can see there's plenty of leftover space. On this sleeve, there's also not a soft lining. This is a soft material, but it's not fleece like the other bag. It does come up a decent amount, so if you happen to have a thicker device, that should be able to fit in there comfortably. So I wish it had been pulled up and that the padding was slightly thicker like the one on the other bag, but it still feels like your device will be pretty safe as you're running around throughout the day. I think, just checking the bottom here again, you can feel some of the padding that's there. It just goes all the way down. So, some areas for improvement there. I do like that this is a separate section versus the compartment on this one, which is in the main area, but I do think that this one offers a little bit more protection. So depending on your priorities for the bag, or how quickly you want to access, how you want to load everything out, one of these may be better for you. But regardless, I think that the layout on these bags works well. They're pretty simple. They offer a nice amount of organization without going overboard. And if you're looking for some nice, simple, modern tech bags that are gonna, come in at a fairly reasonable price point, then these are gonna be good options to take a look at. And so to wrap up, it's been a pretty good experience testing out these new tech bag options from tomtoc over the past couple of weeks. You can currently purchase them on Amazon, and I'll include links in the description below to the individual pages if you want to get a little bit more information or pick one of these up. And so as I was testing these out, the first bags they made me think of were some of the great options from Air, particularly the CityPack Pro, which is probably one of my favorite bags from their lineup. At 24 liters, it offers a little bit more space than these. It has a clamshell style opening, so it's very easy to organize. It can work for lighter trips. It's got a great laptop protection, a nice organizational layout. Air, of course, also has their Pro collection, which features a 20-liter bag that's maybe a little more comparable in size to these. But in general, Air always has really durable, weather-resistant materials, comfortable harnesses, a really sleek style. And if you're looking for something reliable, it's going to offer just a great experience overall, then I definitely recommend checking those out. Another bag this made me think of is the Timbuk2 Division Pack Deluxe, which is a really solid, versatile bag. It comes in at a pretty similar size range to this, around 20-ish liters. It's got a very just modern, pretty minimal aesthetic, and it checks off a lot of the boxes for what I'm looking for out of a solid tech bag. So it's got a comfortable harness system, luggage pass-through, a dedicated and well-padded suspended laptop compartment. It's got a pretty simple organizational layout. It doesn't have maybe as many pockets as these bags here, but if you're just looking for something solid with a simple layout and good laptop protection, then that's gonna be a fantastic option to take a look at. And then the last option that I'll mention here is the Fjallraven Raven 20. I've talked about the Raven 28 many times on the channel. I have the newer edition hanging on the wall behind me. That's one of my favorite EDC bags in general, particularly when I want something with a little bit more of a heritage or old school vibe. We've looked at the Raven 20 on the channel as well, comes in at a similar size to this. I really like the organizational layout of that bag, just great pocketing, 2 external water bottle pockets. It's got a well padded laptop area. The harness system on that was updated fairly recently, so it's more comfortable and breathable. And so just a really solid option, also in a little bit more of an affordable price range. So if you're looking for something that's gonna give you a little bit of more of that heritage touch, that's just gonna offer a lot of versatility, then that's gonna be one of the best options to check out. With that being said, both of these options from tomtoc hold up really well against all those bags. And if you're just looking for a sleek, simple, reliable, and comfortable tech and EDC backpack, then these are gonna be some solid options to take a look at. And I'm definitely curious to hear what you all think of these new bags from tomtoc and how they compare to some of the other popular tech bags that are currently on the market. And if there's any similar options that you think that I should check out, as always, please let me know in the comments. And I want to thank the company for sending the bags for me to test out, and to you guys for watching and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like, and if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming videos, and we'll see you in the next one.